Welcome to the Soap Thing Project. This video is the second in a three-part series of videos called 30 Years of Disposable Razors. This video is going to feature the Gillette Good News. I'm going to do a shave with it, and we're going to talk about it coming up next. Right then, the first video in this series featured a 1980s style shave. That was the Schick disposable razor. In this video, we are going to do the 1990s, and here we have it. This is the Gillette Good News. This is a 1994 package of razors. We'll read more from the blister pack here in a minute, but I hate myself that I have to tear this apart, because it's kind of a time capsule for the early to mid 1990s. I mean, this packaging is pristine. Who the hell buys this and then just doesn't use it? It's kind of crazy. I got this off of eBay. Most of the stuff in this series I got off of eBay. So yeah, I'm going to take this apart off camera. That way you don't have to bear the pain of watching me tear this open, because that's just going to suck. In any case, let's read from the packaging. So it says 1994, the Gillette Company, Boston, Massachusetts. This is from before Procter & Gamble bought Gillette. So Gillette. Good grief. Gillette was still its own company in 1994. It had not yet been purchased by Procter & Gamble. So I think that's worthy of note. It is also worth mentioning that this disposable razor also has a pivoting head and a lubricating strip, both of which the Schick razor from the previous video did not have. So we have kind of an advancement going on with that. The Gillette Good News, that's the razor. This is a twin blade razor, of course it is. The bar of soap we're using today is oil of Olay, enriched with moisturizer for sensitive skin, unscented, which is a bummer because I think oil of Olay smells pretty good. At least the modern bars do. I can't imagine in the early 90s there were that many grown-ass men who were shaving with oil of Olay, but this is what I could find that was from the 90s. I gotta imagine most people were using Dial or Lever 2000 or something like that. In any case, let's read from the packaging. It says, made in the USA by Procter & Gamble, Cincinnati, Ohio, 1994. So we have a 1994 razor and a 1994 soap. This one does not have tallow in it, which is interesting. I am hoping that doesn't make the soap any less slick to shave with, but we'll see. It does look like it has cocoa butter in it from reading the ingredients, so hopefully that helps our case a little bit. But that is the soap we're going to use today. I had a hard time finding an aftershave that I thought really strongly represented the 1990s. So I ended up just grabbing something off of my regular collection that was at least around back then. And that aftershave is Fathom by Dana. This was originally released in 1990. This one is a much newer bottle, by the way. For those of you who don't know what this is, it's a little bit less popular than your typical pharmacy aftershave. This is made by Dana. Dana is the same company that makes Canoe and English Leather, for whatever that's worth. And this is kind of a, I suppose you could say a fresh, woody scent. I think it's actually very nice, and the scent actually stays in your skin for a while. You can find these on FragranceNet very, very cheap. So if you want to get yourself a Dana aftershave that's going to last a long time on your skin smell-wise, definitely pick this up, because this stuff is absolutely good to go. Okay, let's get all this together and do a shave. Alright folks, here it is. The Gillette Good News. This is quite a lightweight razor, to be honest with you, even more so than the Schick razor, it seems like. As far as build quality of the plastic, I'm squeezing it in different places. It's not compressing very much in the hollowed out parts of the razor. It definitely feels like it's not going to bend very easily if you were to try to really screw with it and mess it up. It's quite a solid razor for being disposable. And of course we have a pivoting head, as you can see right there, with a lubricating strip and 2 blades. The actual head of the razor, the cartridge itself, looks almost identical to the Gillette Atra cartridge. This is an Atra from the 1980s. I suppose that would make perfect sense because as far as flagship razors go for Gillette, we were just coming off of the Atra and going to the Gillette sensor. So it would make sense that they would just take what they viewed as kind of yesterday's design and carry it forward to their cheaper razors. So I am guessing that I am effectively going to get a Gillette Atra type of shave out of this. So let's put the razor down and let's open the packaging for the Olay shaving bar of soap. It's not meant for shaving, but hey, a lot of people shave with bars of soap anyway. This one does open from the side. It says lift here to open, so I'm going to do exactly that. And there we go. Olay. The organic scent of the soap, the sort of ingredients scent, the residual scent, is not particularly pleasing. I'm not going to lie. I think they scent bars of soap for a reason, because this is it just smells like chemicals. It has an aroma chemical smell. Not super pleasant, to be really honest with you, but hey, we're going to use it. Alright, and there you have it. There is the empty box. Nothing much to see in there, but I always try to show you that anyway. Okay, in typical bar soap fashion, we are going to not use cold water. We're going to use hot water with this one, and so let's heat up the sink. Heat up that water. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Wet the face. Oh, hot. All right. 36 hours growth on the face today. So, the typical day and a half of growth. And let's take the Olay bar of soap. Get that hot with some hot water. And we're just going to work this into the face. Really unfortunate that this does not have a scent, the typical Olay scent. But that's okay. We have quite a fragrant aftershave to chase this with. Alright, set this down over here, and I'm just going to take this hot water and rub just a little bit of water into the face. I suppose we don't need a sniffometer today since the scent strength is practically 0. So I suppose if we're going to grade the fragrantness of the base funk of this bar of soap, it'd be probably a 2 out of 5. It's nothing that you're going to be in a position to complain about. Okay, here is the Gillette good news. Let's do a shave with it. See what happens. 1994. And it feels remarkably similar to the Gillette Atra, if not exactly the same. I'm not going to turn it into a shave off with the Gillette Atra. We might save that for another video. This is a bit more blade feely than the Schick razor from the previous video, but that's to be expected because the Atra is uniquely blade positive compared to a lot of Gillette's other razors, both forward and backward. So, I'm not sure why it was designed that way, but that's how it is. The blades themselves could be a little sharper. The Schick Disposable, I would say, was a little sharper and smoother. But this is perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and wet the face and do another pass. All right. Yeah, Gillette, good news. I think I'm not sure who beat Gillette to the disposable market. I want to say it was Schick. But Gillette was not there first. But when they got there, I think they sort of recaptured that market. I do believe that Gillette sells quite a lot of disposable razors. Okay, across the grain with the Gillette Good News from 1994. And if I'm going to have trouble, this is where I'm going to have it, because the Atra will tend to hack me up down here on the second pass, and this has kind of the same cartridge. This thing does feel slightly lower quality than the Schick version. I mean, you might be able to hear this, but this thing rattles and it just doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in the build quality. Even though I'm sure this is fine, I could bounce this off the walls who knows how many times, and it would be perfectly fine. The pivoting head is nice. You don't have to pay as much attention to what you're doing. But I'm not a fan of pivoting heads, if I had to be real about it, just because it promotes lazy, unskilled shaving, which can often lead to self-inflicted irritation. And people don't even realize it. Okay, that's enough. Let's have a rinse. Switch this over to cold. All right. So that's a good shave. I seem to remember with the Zest, I had to re-water the soap to kind of wake it up. The Olay had no such problems. I think the slickness was about as good as the Zest bar from the previous video, but it, yeah, I guess there's nothing really to complain about. It worked perfectly fine. The Olay Bar Soap was plenty good enough. And I do have a couple nicks down there. right here. There's a couple and then one right down there. And that, I think, is just from me horsing around down here when I certainly knew better. That's just the Atra type razors on my neck. Yeah, I gotta be careful. Otherwise, it's gonna be a mess. Okay. Fathom by Dana, 1990. Oh, really nice scent. This stuff is lovely. Oh, good stuff. Wonderful stuff. Okay, so I think this could have been a near perfect shave had I been going through here slower and maybe not applying quite as much pressure. So, and I knew I was probably going to do that. That's just, I know who I am and I know what my shaving habits are. So it is what it is. But I got to tell you, the Olay is good stuff. And I managed to squeeze the razor out of here without doing too much damage. So I gotta say, the Gillette Good News is perfectly good to go. Just be careful if you are prone to skin sensitivities or have a lot of nicks and cuts, prone to a lot of nicks and cuts, or you have issues with shaving against the grain on your neck like I do, you might want to be careful. Because this has the same head as the Gillette Atra, and it will hack you up if you're not being nice to yourself. So yeah, it's going to have to heal a little bit, but I'm not going to blame anything but myself. Alright. That's it. That's the shave for today. Questions, comments, put them in the comment section of the video. Otherwise, until next time, this is Soap Thing telling you, shave like you mean it. Thanks for watching.